Standing by for solid rocket booster jettison and shortly thereafter.
First boosters are about to detach.
There they go. All three of them. Oof, just like that. Done.
Wow.
That was smooth.
Very.
Confirmation that the solid rocket boosters have separated. These 177-foot boosters.
Gosh,
Now the core stage continues to power the flight of Orion, all four RS-25 engines firing, traveling over 3,400 miles per hour, 46 miles downrange.
And out of fuel.
2 minutes and 36 seconds into the flight. Hearing nominal calls here in Mission Control Houston.
This is crazy, man.
We've still got 4 good engines on the core stage. Next up, we'll be
That
looking
white
for
dot.
the service module fairing to separate. This is 3 15 by 15 foot fairing panels, providing structural support, protecting the service module. Those will separate at about 3 minutes and 11 seconds into flight, and very shortly thereafter will be followed by the launch abort system separation.
This is crazy.
Just over 3 minutes into the flight of Artemis 1, now traveling over 4,060 miles per hour, 83 miles downrange. We just had confirmation that the service module fairing has separated.
Down.
Oh.
And that the launch abort system pyros have fired, separating those from Orion as well. For future crew members.
What the?
Oh, you get that.
Did the speakers just...
That's it down the bottom. That's the moon.
Wow.
We just heard the call for 3 engine press, meaning if SLS were to lose an engine at this point in the mission, we could still achieve a nominal mission. We would just have an extended main engine cutoff time. However, we still have 4 good engines, all at maximum thrust right now, powering the first flight of Artemis at 5,200 miles per hour, 148 miles downrange.
This is crazy, man.
So you got LAS separation, which we just did. And then they've got Mako, which is whatever that means. It might be...
We're 4 minutes and 16 seconds into the flight of Artemis 1. So far we've had a clean ascent.
Atmosphere.
We saw those solid rocket boosters
SLS,
jettison
which
about
is
2
the main
minutes and 11
thrusters
seconds after
separation.
liftoff. Shortly
Okay.
after,
Primary
the service
burn,
module
primary cutoff,
panels,
and
fairings
TLI
separate,
burn, which is just that
as
front
well as the
part.
launch abort system.
Wow.
The launch abort system was inert for this flight, except to perform this separation. Those 4 core stage engines will continue to fire and power the flight of Artemis 1, now traveling over 6,800 miles per hour, 229 miles downrange.
229 miles.
Flight controller reports
It's gone
that
from
the
80 to
engines are looking
229
good.
in 1 minute.
Wow.
Our core stage main engine cutoff time is about 8 minutes and 3 seconds. We are now at 5 minutes and 11 seconds into the flight, 7,656 miles per hour.
Just go.
Again, 4 good core stage engines, those 4 RS-25 engines. The last time those core stage engines flew, they were taking space shuttles to orbit, and now with upgraded capabilities, they're launching the future of human spaceflight.
It took about like 3 days, right, for the Neil Armstrong
5
there.
minutes, 42 seconds into the mission. We are now traveling 8,800 miles per hour, 345 miles downrange from the launch pad at Kennedy Space Center. Again, we are anticipating core stage main engine cutoff at about 8 minutes and 3 seconds. And about 10 seconds later, we'll see core stage separation, at which point Orion and the interim cryogenic propulsion stage will be flying free.
You taking photos of them?
No, I'm recording this.
Now traveling over 10,000 miles per hour, 6 minutes and 15 seconds into the flight of Artemis 1, 427 miles downrange. Quiet here on the loops in Mission Control Houston. Teams continue to monitor this first flight.
So that's the same rocket. Space shuttle.
About a minute and a half now until that core stage main engine cutoff time. Our 4 core stage engines continue to fire at maximum thrust.
Rockets.
Yeah.
Space shuttles used to be bolted to when they took off.
Oh.
Same design, same.
So that's what the Artemis is based off of.
That primary thruster.
Coming up on 7 minutes since
Interesting.
launch today, now traveling over 12,800 miles per hour, 563 miles downrange. Again, still quiet here in Mission Control, Houston. As we prepare for main engine cutoff, the
Oh, that's what it is, main engine
engines
cutoff. I
are
thought it was
beginning to
Mexico.
throttle down.
MCO? Mexico? I don't know. Main engine cutoff. That makes a lot more sense than Mexico.
So that's when the rockets will.
30 seconds now until core stage main engine cutoff. All 4 engines continue to throttle down. Now 7 minutes 45 seconds into the flight, traveling over 16,000 miles per hour. Continuing to hear good calls here in Mission Control, Houston. We're standing by for core stage main engine cutoff.
She literally sounds like Pam from The Office.
She does.
And we have confirmation of core stage main engine cutoff. Orion is now in Earth's orbit. The flight dynamics officer reports that we have a nominal
That's
main
it?
engine cutoff.
Yep, and separation.
And we just heard the call for core stage separation. That means Orion and the entering cryogenic propulsion stage are now flying free from the core stage of the Space Launch System. The next milestone will be solar array deploy approximately 18
Red, don't you
minutes
dare
after
stop
the-
barking.
but
This is an
before Orion
intense
stretches
moment.
its wings, let's check back in with our friends at Kennedy Space Center and hear all about what it was like to hear the rocket roar off the launch pad. Megan and Kayla, I've got
Well, if you're just joining us, welcome to NASA's Kennedy Space Center, where we just watched Artemis 1 launch, our first step towards our next adventure into
Bro, it's
deep
so
space.
blurry.
As Leah said, I'm NASA's Megan Cruz, and this is NASA astronaut Kayla Barron. And I'm kind of still giddy and speechless. I don't even know how to explain how I'm feeling right now.
I feel the same way. This is the first launch that I've been able to
I
watch in
know.
person, and I've got to say, it was incredible. It took my breath away, and I was tearing up. Just what an amazing accomplishment for this team, this international team, people who have been dedicating their careers to getting this rocket off the ground and taking the first step to getting a crew on that vehicle back to the moon. It was just incredible.
Yeah, this is a moment I think that we're all going to remember where we were when we saw this sort of thing, you know what I mean? And it was great to see, again, when we entered into terminal count, everybody here just started cheering, you know, coming out to get a really good view. And boy, I mean, it lit up the night sky and it just shook everything around. Did you feel that? Like in my bones, I felt that.
Oh yeah, the cool thing is just kind of the delay between what you see and what
Yes.
you hear, because of course the sound travels a little bit slower, and it was just amazing. The ground shook. We could hear the thrust pushing that rocket into space. 8.8 million pounds of thrust.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Did you say that
Yeah.
sound
Amazing
travels
to
a
see your
little
live
bit
in person.
slower than
How
light?
does it compare?
No, a
So
little
this is
bit
your first
slower.
launch on the ground. How does it compare to
When
your
the
launch when
vibration
you were
comes
in
to
the
the ground.
capsule soaring
Oh,
towards space?
because I was about
I
to
mean,
say, man, like,
Equally emotional,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
We train for everything, and so
You-
when we're in that
She
capsule
was talking
waiting
about
for launch,
separation
we're
between
just running
seeing
our
it and
procedures.
hearing
You could almost,
Oh.
trick us
It's
to
like
say that we're in the
the
simulator
difference
and it
between
wasn't real,
sound
but
and
like
light.
in
Right.
that
Yeah.
moment
Yeah.
of liftoff, when the thrust builds underneath you, like
The amount of
that
time
day,
it takes
it's
for
just hard
Right,
not
it's
to be
pretty much
overwhelmed
instant
by the
for us, as
emotional
far as we can
experience,
see.
the excitement,
Like-
the joy of that moment. It's incredible.
like
Yeah, I
the
think
the
we
difference
can't say it
between
enough.
the speed of
This
sound and the speed
team
of light is
really deserves
the same amount of
this
time
moment.
that it
They've been
takes
working so
sound
hard
to travel
for
from
this moment. When
one
I
end
heard
of
that
the
we
Golden
got
Gate
into
Bridge to
terminal
the
count,
other,
it was,
like from
I
one of
felt
the
a sense
towers
of
on the Golden Gate
relief
Bridge
and
to the other and
excitement
back.
for them
It's the
that
same amount of time it
I
takes
think everybody here did. You know, we really
light to
wanted
travel
them
from the Earth to the
succeed.
moon
We
and
really
back,
wanted to
Yeah.
see the launch
Me too.
today.
and then back to the
And
moon.
wow,
again.
I will never forget this.
Me neither. It was an incredible experience to be here and see that happen.
Yeah. Was there anything that was particularly surprising to you? Again, this is your first launch. You know, what were you expecting?
Is that getting more
You know, I
vertical?
think we also had a
it
nighttime
just
launch
me?
for
Think
our
it is,
launch,
yeah.
And so I think one thing you underestimate is how much it lights up the night
Yes.
sky. We were able to watch it all the way through that trajectory. We were
Yeah,
able
it's getting
to
more
see
vertical.
the boosters separate and everything. So it was just an incredible view. It's amazing how much you get to see of the flight path when it's at night and
Yeah.
it's lighting up the sky.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed this, but we see the moon here, and the
Yeah.
trajectory of the rocket looked like it was flying towards you. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, that's so poetic. It's so beautiful. I'm so glad we launched today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations to the team. It's
So,
incredible.
we're going to head over to Daryl, who was at the launch team. Daryl, you got to count us down through that, through liftoff. I mean, how was that being in the launch control center with them?
Well, Megan, it was something else. I got to tell you, you're looking live inside the firing room where Charlie Blackwell Thompson is about to address her team after a whole lot of hard work and preparation to get to this moment. Let's stand by and listen to her now.
Com check.